I'm a savage. 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 I'm the black savage. I'm a 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 savage. I'm the black savage. I'm a savage. I'm a savage. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Lanyard Podcast with your host Big Pob. And today we're going to do a little something different. We're not really going to talk about the games. Saints, another loss. Pelicans, another loss, another blowout loss. We're really not going to talk about that or stats or who played like this and who played like that. Today is going to be an open letter to Gayle. A song for Gayle, so to speak. A plea to Gayle. So, Gayle, I need you to listen to this. This is coming from a concerned fan base. So, let's put on our ears and let's listen, Gayle. So, to start this off, I'm going to say up front, I don't know Gayle. Never met her. Don't really want to know her. But I do hope that this type of information finds its way to her. Gayle, I do know that you're the owner of both franchises. And you've brought us good times, right? Super Bowl win, Hall of Fame quarterback, at least 15 years of winning football. Not really that much on the basketball side, but entertainment. You know, we've had 4 or 5 franchise players. You know, they did wind up leaving. We replaced them. But what are we doing now? You know, I know that the Saints, and we'll start with the Saints. I know that the Saints are going through a rebuild, which all teams do. All teams have a down period, a rebuilding period, a reclassifying period. So I understand that. The thing about it is, Gayle, is that we have a tendency to hold on to people for too long, which was evident with Dennis Allen. Same thing for Mickey Loomis. And has the game passed these people by? And Dennis Allen is no longer with the team, so we're speaking of just Mickey Loomis in general. Look, I really don't have an issue with Mickey and, you know, some of the decisions he's made, because the draft is a crapshoot, free agency is a crapshoot. You know, you invest in players, you don't really know what you're going to get. You're taking a chance every time you bring in somebody new, right? Whether they're known commodity or not. So, but my thing is, Gayle, are we sure we have the correct people in place to lead us into the next decade? Now, as of right now, the Saints have the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And I'm really not comfortable with leadership going into that draft. Coaching is fine. You know, the coach will get better. Hopefully both sides of the ball. But this all leads to roster building, financial flexibility, financial sustainability. And Mickey has a proven track record of mismanagement. So, do we have the correct people to lead us into the next decade? Draft picks. This past draft class with the 9 players selected, I thought was good. But how many players do we have from previous drafts that are making an impact? I mean, I'm not gonna go over it. That's a horse that's been beaten dead. But this is why we are in the position we are, because of draft picks like Trevor Penning and um, Isaiah Foskey. Um, I mean, just a bunch of players. I don't have to go down the list. If you're a real Saints fan, you know. But can we survive with the way the game has changed? Do we have the scouting? Do we have the general manager? And I mean, I know Mickey isn't a football guy, he's a money guy. But, maybe it's time to get a football guy in that head position. We have the money guy in Kai Harley. Maybe it's time we get a football guy into the head general manager position. I don't know. We're all grasping for answers right now, Gayle. And we're leaning on you. Not that you know much about the sport itself, but you have to be able to make quick and swift decisions when it's affecting the product on the field. Some of the decisions, that have been made over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, if the rebuild occurred right after Drew retired and Sean left, then yes, I can understand, where we are, but we let it decay over time without any influx of new talent, impact talent, I should say, impact coaching. I mean, look at the quarterback position. How many quarterbacks have we gone through on a yearly basis? Now we're down to 2 first year and a rookie quarterback. And, granted, they have their ups, they have their downs. I don't know if either one will be a franchise quarterback. But this is something that should have been planned ahead of. We all could see that Drew couldn't throw it past 20 yards. We knew that day was coming. The fans knew. I'm more than sure that the people on the field in the front office who saw it every day, I know they knew. So why didn't we address it? Why did we address it with washed ups, has-beens, never was, maybe so's, he never will be's? Those things at quarterback. It's frustrating having to watch your team lose on a yearly basis. Bringing Derek Carr in, I never did like that move. When he decided to retire, and I don't wish injury on anybody, but that was a blessing. He didn't fit the culture. And I'm talking about New Orleans, because the Saints are ingrained in New Orleans. New Orleans is ingrained in the Saints. So Derek Carr didn't fit. Um, but yeah, with these young guys, uh, it's hard to watch. And like I said before, everybody goes through a rebuild, but almost everyone plans theirs out better than what we have. And it really seemed like there was no plan for us. It's just like everything, like we were forced into it. We weren't going to rebuild. Derek Carr retired. That forced us into a rebuild. Honey Badger retired. That forced us into a rebuild. Um, Dennis Allen got fired. That forced us into a rebuild. So, our hand was forced. But this is the way that we should have gone years ago. And that goes back to my point of holding on to things for too long. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Alvin Kamara. These players need to be traded. We need to get some type of draft compensation for them. I really don't care what it is at this point, because all they're doing now is taking away reps from the younger guys. We can't see the younger guys develop, because you're giving AK, who, he looks like he's lost a step. Looks like he lost a couple of steps, honestly. And AK is one of my favorite players, but Father Time is undefeated. So Cam Jordan, another one of my favorite players. Can he even get on the field? What's his snap count? What type of production does he have? He started off the season hot, but we're in game 8 now and he's still on the same stats. He's not an impact player anymore. Demario Davis. I've seen people run over Demario. I've seen people put moves on Demario, and that's out of character for him. So it's holding on to pieces for too long. It's not being able to make quick decisions on players like Rashid Shaheed. Trade him. Get what you can for him. Chris Olave. I understand that you want to have something to build with one of your young quarterbacks or both of your young quarterbacks. I get it. So, but are you really willing to pay him $20-something million a year? For what? Jawan Johnson. Mismanagement of cap. $30 million for what? Brandon Cooks. He probably has the most heart out of any wide receiver I've seen on the Saints. But he looks like he's checked out. Body language, Gayle. What do we trade for him for if we're not even going to use him? Like, I don't understand that. It's just decision making, and it's some coaches, but the GM at some point can step in on some of these coaches' decisions. That's why I say we need a football guy, not just a money guy. We need a football guy, Gayle. Look, Gayle, I'm a diehard fan, right? I bleed black and gold. And I just want to see my team succeed. It's not the rebuild that's hard to watch. It's going forward, the rebuild, and who's leading the rebuild. That's what scares us. Again, do we have the right people in place to draft a number 1 overall pick? So Gayle, I need you to listen up to this, and I need you to take action. Do something. But I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Don't go anywhere just yet. Now, Miss Gayle, let's talk about the Pelicans. You should be embarrassed. This is an absolute, absolute embarrassment that this team is playing the way they are. And again, stats don't matter right now. They've looked good in some games, they've looked completely horrendous in others. But my biggest problem is coaching. Again, I don't know what you like about Willie Green, but this guy is not an NBA coach. It's pathetic. He's lost the team, and you can tell by the body language. Like, they throw their hands up, they walk off the court dejected. It looks like Zion wants to smash a basketball the last time he had one. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's crazy that through two GMs and what, four coaches now, you've allowed this. Right? Or maybe even three GMs, if we go back to Dell Demps, under your tenure. I just don't understand why you like to be the laughingstock of the league. It's crazy, Gayle. All we want is good basketball. All we want to do is compete for playoffs. We don't have to win. Just compete. Just make it to the first round a couple of years. Advance to the second round after that. It's do something, Gayle. Do something. You brought in your best friend Joe Dumars, General Joe, and you allowed him to trade away the future, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I know in a previous video I said I'm not really mad at that, and I'm not. If you got the player that you think can help your franchise in the future, as opposed to waiting a year and seeing what develops with other players, I'm with that. Did you give up too much? Of course you did. But it makes you look like fools now that you're 0-6 and you have the worst record in the league. And as of right now, I know there's a long way to go, but the number one pick is yours. Top 5 pick at least. Indiana, you traded them their pick back, which as of right now would have been a top 5 pick. So I really don't know what the logic was behind it. And again, I don't have a problem with Queen, but you're not even playing him. They're not even playing him good minutes enough to justify everything that they traded. So what's happening, Gayle? I mean, I don't know. I know you're around the team. You can't be that oblivious to what's happening. I mean, it hurts. Because these are these are teams that are ingrained in us as being New Orleanians, right? You know, like they say, I'm not from Louisiana, I'm from New Orleans. So, you heard me? But come on, Gayle. Don't let don't let this go on. Fire this guy. Like, and if Joe Dumars gets in the way, fire his ass too. It's it's terrible to watch, whether you're in the arena or whether you pay $100 and however many dollars for the league pass or the Pelicans pass or whatever it is you invest in to watch these people play. And you watch the lack of effort and the lack of heart and to lose by 30, 40 points back to back nights, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Willie Green is a buffoon. He might be a good man, God-fearing man, but as a coach, he's a buffoon. I'm not gonna go over rotations or set calls, play calls, anything like that. That's so old right now. He's been that way for years, playing has-beens over young upcoming players. And that's just recent. I mean, look at, you bring in DeAndre Jordan, right? And you play him over Derek Queen, in which you have all of this draft capital tied up into. I just don't understand that. Like, it's crazy. I just don't understand that. Give the young guy minutes to develop. Sink or swim with him. Sink or swim with Messi. You put Messi on the bench for Looney. I don't get that. I don't get that. You know, I think Dumars is forcing him to play Fears. Because I don't see, just based off of his track record, I don't see how Fears would get minutes. But Trey didn't get minutes. Herb got minutes because all Herb played was defense back in the day. You know, Najee got minutes because Najee was, a defensive menace. Jose, same thing. You know, I think with these coaches, you have to take away some of their favorites in order for them to progress. So, as far as Saints go, take away Pete Werner. Pete Werner shouldn't be on the field. Give those minutes to Danny Stutzman, right? You know, Cesar Ruiz. Let's put Torricelli Simpkins in. I mean, everybody raved on how good this dude played and how hard he played and how he was tossing people all over. Yeah, he's a rookie. He's gonna have his faults, but it happens. It's part of growing. But we want to see this guy develop. Derek Queen, you play DeAndre Jordan, Kevin Looney over him. You know, you did the same thing with Trey Murphy. You know, I can't remember the guy's name, but you had him in the play-in, and Willie Green played him over Trey Murphy and damn near lost the play-in game. But I don't know, it's frustrating. But Gayle, I need you to listen. And I need you to take action. We need you to take action. I'm speaking for the city. I'm speaking for the fan base. I'm speaking for every Saints and Pelicans fan worldwide. You know, make some decisions. Take ownership if you are the owner, right? Take accountability, right? We have to do something. We have to do something. And this has been Big Pob for the Lanyard podcast. I'm done with my rant. So, like, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if y'all agree. Pelicans, Saints, where do you stand on the situation? Just to add to it, I think Tyler Shuck looked good. He looked decent. He's a rookie, first game. He's gonna have his ups and downs. I'm fine with that. Does he look like a franchise quarterback? We don't know yet. So let's give the guy some grace, right? Let's let him get a couple of games under his belt, improve, and see if he can really, if he really has the tools to lead our franchise. Same thing with the Pelicans. Let's get Willie Green out of there. Whoever the next coach may be, Mike Malone, please. Let's give them some grace, because we can only play what the coaches scheme out, right? So Jeremiah Fears, Trey Murphy, Jordan Poole. That's another thing. That's another thing. Jordan Poole being benched is mad work. That is crazy. Benched for who? Benched for who? The whole point of getting Jordan Poole was to create space for Zion. And in the first two games, granted, Jordan Poole's not setting the world on fire right now, but neither is Trey. Zion is doing his thing, except for, the game he missed and the one game with 11 points or what have you. But I don't know. What type of factors go into you benching Jordan Poole to bring in who? To start Fears, but you can start Fears and Poole. Like I said, Herb Jones is there for his defense. Have we been getting that from Herb Jones? I know you got to have somebody on the back end, if he gets beat off the perimeter, but I haven't seen him stop anybody. Not at all this year. Not at all. So I don't know. I've seen I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, don't bring the Herb Jones hate. I don't hate him. I love Herb Jones. But man, for his defense right now, plus the fact that he's putting up 12, 13, 14 shots a game, when those shots can be distributed between Zion, Fears, Trey, Poole, even Messi. He has to be a threat. But so again, this is your man Big Pop from the Lanyard Podcast Network.
Follow me on all social medias. Like and comment. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's hope Gayle's listening. Peace.